So you wanna leave your country and you open Instagram or TikTok, you see all these influencers saying, okay, come to Southeast Asia, come to Vietnam, here is very cheap. And they are completely right. The intention of this video, why I'm making this video, is not to choose the best, the cheapest place to live. It's about finding a better one, a best one. And I'm gonna tell you my reasons why I think why Thailand is still the best country to live in Southeast Asia. But before we dive in, I'm not a hypocrite, okay? 2025 has been a really tough year for Thailand. First of all, the headlines were filled with news, with headlines about the earthquake that happened in March. And then you had all these scandals about human traffickers coming to Thailand to use the country as a hub for their operations in countries like Cambodia and Myanmar. Tourist arrivals dipped to 7% this year too, compared to the previous year. And the country continued to grapple with some issues like political crisis and a recent war with Cambodia. It's easy to look at these headlines and maybe having second thoughts. But here's the thing, when you want to look for a better place to live, to find your second home, you need to look at the big picture here, the foundation. And despite everything that happened throughout the year, Thailand still keep its foundation very consistent and very strong. Okay guys, so let's get something out of the way first. Let's talk about money. Longer gone the days that, you can come to Southeast Asia, you can have a meal for less than $1, you can stay in a hostel with $1 a day, and etc, yada yada yada. But after the pandemic, the world in general has become more expensive to live, including the countries here in Southeast Asia. And I don't think you wanna come to a very far country, like a foreign country, to live like counting coins and everything like that, right? However, it's still very affordable and very cheap compared to the regions here. I mean, the countries here around, they are very affordable and very cheap compared to countries in the collective West. A comfortable modern lifestyle in Thailand, for example, can go from $600 to $1,700. And I know people that live with $2,000 like a king here. So it's all about, in the end, about how you spend your money and how is your lifestyle. For example, if you want to go out eating out every night, Western food, if you drink alcohol, if you are into women, if you are into dating and all this, I mean, you're gonna spend maybe more than that sometimes. So let's take something here into the powerhouse of the country. Let's talk about Bangkok. A modern one-bedroom apartment in Bangkok costs from 15,000 baht to 25,000 baht. And what does this mean in dollars? It can go from $400 to $750 a month. And the electricity bills, the most expensive neighborhood, you can expect to pay maybe, and just maybe, I'm talking about that, but maybe $200. If you move out of the city, if you move out of the capital, you can go find places in Chiang Mai, in Pattaya, in Phuket for way cheaper. You can find really good condominiums from 9,000 baht to 15,000 baht, and you can live way cheaper than in Bangkok. I'm not going to even mention the places you can go in Isan, which is the northeast part of the country next to Laos and Cambodia, because this is even cheaper. You can literally live in a very good condominium with infinity pool for $300 or less. Groceries, I know people that they buy a lot of stuff here in Bangkok, and they pay for 1 week like $38 in groceries. This is very, very little compared to the United States, where you can expect to pay $150 sometimes. And continuing about money, when you buy food here, when I was talking about groceries, let's talk about the food. Food here in Thailand is very fresh, very delicious, and very yummy, and very diverse. You can eat out, you don't even need to cook if you don't want to. You can eat out from $2 a day. Like $2 for lunch, $2 for dinner. Yummy, delicious, clean food. So now let's talk about the quality of life. Thailand's infrastructure is just miles ahead. The country is improving its infrastructure. For example, they're building more railroads, they're refurbishing their train stations and terminals, and they are going to host major events such like Tomorrowland next year in 2026, and also the Formula 1 by 2028. Something that really bothers me I'm not gonna be in this comparison mode, okay? I'm just gonna focus more on Thailand, why I still prefer this place, and why you should consider Thailand to live in 2026 if you wanna come here. For example, shopping here in Thailand is much better and much more easy than in Vietnam. The product variety is wider and everything else is seamless. You have so many options of shops, you have so many options of services too. You have not only Western goods but the Thai products as well as services. You have things from Korea, from China, from Japan. And I think I'm gonna give you some example. Yes, because we came here, me and my girlfriend, we came from Vietnam from March to August, teaching in a school. And my girlfriend wanted to buy makeup, and it was very hard to find really good and cheap makeup in the shops. And we are this type of people that we like to walk, explore the city, like see the shops and everything. Here in Thailand is very easy. You can go to 7-Eleven, you can go to Big C, you can go to CJ, and you can find everything, including beauty products and other household items. In Vietnam, this is non-existent. You literally have to buy everything online. You have to go to Shopee, you have to go to Lazada to buy basic stuff for your life and for your house. And yes, we love the experience. We love our experience in Vietnam. We made a lot of good friends and we were very welcome there. But this is when we really felt how living in Hanoi was, which is the city that we lived in, the capital of Vietnam. And by the way, are you this type of person that you like to eat out, like in the evening or maybe after 9 p.m.? Even in Hanoi, you have to forget about it because you cannot find anything open after 8 or 9 p.m. It's very difficult to find shops or restaurants or especially even street food open at this time. And it's because of the culture, because Vietnamese people, they like to sleep very early. They go to bed at 8 p.m. and they wake up at 5 or even earlier for exercising, for jogging, for getting ready for the day. Some good things are that you can find coffee shops open at 7 a.m. in Vietnam, while in Thailand they open maybe at around 9 and they close around 5 p.m. But in general, it can be really frustrating. And they don't have like 7-Eleven or convenience shops that many. So you have to walk, for example, maybe 1 or 2 kilometers until you find the next one. And still, the food there and the products, there are not so many options and they are not as fresh as Thailand. So it can be really frustrating if you're this type of person, like, okay, if you're used to Thailand especially, like, okay, I'm just gonna go 7-Eleven here in the corner and that's easy. No, it's not that easy. It's much harder. Vietnam has this convenience shop, their 7-Eleven, called Circle K, but it's not the same as 7-Eleven. It's really kind of average and you don't have that many options. One thing that is good about Vietnam that Thailand still struggles is the acceptance of cards. I mean, in Vietnam you can pay by card everywhere, but not everywhere, of course. Like small local shops you cannot, but in big shops you can, even if it's like a national shops, like big stores. In Thailand it's really difficult because even in big shops, national shops is not accepted, except maybe the supermarkets or like shopping malls you can pay by card, but everything else you have to pay with Thai baht in cash or the QR code, like prompt pay. And this is a minus. And also Vietnam is much better when withdrawing money because you pay maybe $2 maximum for each withdrawal, and in Thailand you can pay up to $8 or $7, so that's a lot. Still, while things are improving, I think the fact that you cannot buy basic things anywhere very close to your home, I think this is kind of difficult because it makes your daily life, your daily logistics, you spend more time navigating through your daily logistical hurdles. So here let's talk about something that is like a non-negotiable. I don't personally have any problems with this, but many people they do, especially when you get older, which is health. And Thailand speaks for itself. Thailand, they have like a healthcare system, not only, it's good for the region thing, They really have top-notch, high-class, internationally well-known, great hospitals and doctors. They even have some sort of medical tourism here, because you can have like some types of surgery way cheaper than in many countries. Even now they're going in the trend of hair transplant. I don't need it. I don't want it personally, but it's possible here. Something that it was Turkey was very famous for. And in the hospitals, the doctors, there are many of them, like basically all of them speak great English. And you can have a consultation from $25 to $60, which is much cheaper. I mean, I'm not going to mention the US because, of course, it's much cheaper than the United States. But Europe also can be cheaper than in Europe. Vietnam is good for basic healthcare. If you have some minor problems, like you can get sick, like small diseases or small sickness. But I think that if you have a chronic disease, or if you need to go to the hospital or doctors and if you go to medical tests, I think Thailand should be considered. Okay, guys, so let's talk about something here that I think you don't probably see that much in social media, which is talking about the locals and hygiene and the local culture in general. Because this affects your long-term living. Really, it does. It really does. I'm not gonna say that one people is better than the other because they are really great people, Vietnamese and the Thai. They are very different from each other, but both of them are really hospitable, really kind, and really nice and really friendly. The Thai people, they are very respectful, very friendly, very polite, and very well mannered. They have this non-confrontational, relaxed, laid-back vibe and very easygoing vibe too. They are really welcoming to foreigners, which makes like a low-stress social environment to be in. And I would even say that the Thai people, they are kind of softer version of Japanese because they really respect you. They're really introvert as well. But unlike the Japanese, they are not so obsessed with success or this hustle. They're way more laid back and they are way more positive as well. They see life in a different way. While in Japan, you have to keep your honor or just have to work hard, make someone richer and if I'm a failure because I didn't make my boss buy a Ferrari next year. Now in Thailand, it's like more like sabai sabai. It's like don't worry, be happy. So this makes a lot of difference when you have to live in a place like this. And also the Thais are the softer version of Japanese because they are very quiet. They love any type of noise, like loud noise. You can even go to Bangkok, you don't see anyone honking here. Like they have these massive traffic jams and nobody honks. Like when you have to enter the train, like the BTS, yes, the Sky Train in Bangkok as well. Like people make line, they make like a very organized line. On the safety front, both countries are really safe. Of course, you have scams. You can have some petty crime in the capitals, in big cities. But I'm sorry, like I'm from Brazil, so I don't have anything to complain about violence or crime. It's very, very safe, really. I'm telling you. Because I have a personal story of a friend of mine. He used to go to the beaches here, he used to go to Phuket, like Koh Samui, the islands and all. And he could leave his stuff in the sand and go for a swim. When he was back, everything is here. But when he went to Vietnam in Nha Trang, he went for a swim. Same time later, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, he came back, his stuff was gone. Thank goodness it wasn't his passport or anything really important. I mean, he lost his phone, which is a shame. And also, of course, the money and some cards. But his laptop and passport was safely stored in the hotels. The staff from the hotel tried to help him, but yeah, it's simply gone. So Thailand can be even safer than Vietnam. And okay, guys, so now let's talk about something that's very uncomfortable, maybe, but I believe it's very crucial and can save you a lot of money in the long run, which is hygiene. Even if you think like Thailand is not a clean country, believe me, it is. Especially when you go to Vietnam and especially if you go to Hanoi and other places around. Because while seeing rats in the restaurant can be shocking everywhere, including Thailand, in Vietnam can be something like, so cute, So, I mean, the city itself, Hanoi is extremely polluted. It's very dirty. It's one of the most polluted and dirtiest places I've ever been. Manila also in Philippines is like that, and New Delhi in India is the champion. It's like the one takes the cake. So yeah, the hygiene in Vietnam is not really that a thing. So you need to be really careful even when you're eating some places. In Thailand, the food, I don't want to be trashing Vietnam because I really like there and I really like the Vietnamese people. Like I said, I go there like often, and I really find it interesting. I really find it a nice place, and I really like their history and how they are really resilient people. But let's talk. So let's talk about Thailand here. Thailand, they have international standards about cleanliness. Public spaces here are really well kept too. To have an idea, when I came from Thailand after this experience, like 5 months living in Hanoi, I was really shocked when I see the sky and I could see the blue sky. Like, wow, man, this is amazing. I can see the really like blue sky again after 5 months. I saw maybe 3 times in Hanoi the blue sky, and it was not really that blue. It was like this misty, cloudy, not really clear skies. And I was shocked with that. And even my breathing problems, they all finished, when I came back to Thailand and so on. So this is, I mean, this can have a really big impact when you live in a place. And let that sink in. Not bashing Vietnam again. Every time that I come to Thailand, I don't have or anywhere else for that matter, I don't have any problems with my digestive system. But every time that I go to Vietnam, especially if I stay more than 60 days, I have food poisoning. So let that sink in. Yes, Vietnam can be cheaper than Thailand, but if you spend at least once a week going to the pharmacy to buy medicines and probiotics, in the end, it's not really that cheap. Thailand and Vietnam, they have way completely different strategies when welcoming foreigners or welcoming tourism in general. For example, Thailand is already well known as a tourist destination. Bangkok is the most visited city in the world, surpassing London and Paris. And Thailand welcomed last year this year I think, 34 million tourists. So it's unmatched, the potential of tourism in Thailand. And they know it. They don't want actually more people here, especially people that they're not gonna bring any value. They don't want these people that can cause trouble in the country. They are having actually a lot of troubles. I'm not gonna mention nationalities here because I don't want to create hate, but there are some people coming to Thailand from certain countries that they are destroying some cities here in the country. And Vietnam is the opposite. Vietnam is welcoming everyone because Vietnam open up, like they open the gate, open the gate for everyone who want to come in and spend money over there. Backpackers, middle class, elite, luxury travelers, everyone is welcome. In Thailand here, they are prioritizing like quality over quantity. They want big spenders, stay less time, and they don't cause any trouble or any hassle. And it's even better if you think about this, like about business logic, it's much better because you have less people, you have fewer people here, but they spend more money and they stay less time. I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, I think you can have a clear choice here. I think Thailand is like a winner and it's the best option in Southeast Asia to live as a whole. I'm sorry if I sound very rude or if I sound, I don't know. But guys, come on. I've seen many people who in social media complaining about strong baht and Thailand is expensive or Thailand is dangerous. Come on, man. I mean, don't come with this BS that strong baht or something, because are you really complaining about $2 meals? Or you're gonna complain about $15 hotel? I mean, I'm gonna say that in 2022 when I was in Hungary, I paid 22 euros to sleep with 12 people. There was no water included, no towel, and the beds were really, really like horrible, uncomfortable. And it was 22 euros some years ago, like 2022, when I was in July in vacations there. You cannot find these prices in Thailand or anywhere else in Southeast Asia in the West. So if you're complaining about this, just rethink about what you're saying and notice if this makes sense. Because if you have this logic, I mean, can you buy really fresh food for $3 in the United States? Or can you stay in a hotel with 3 euros or 5 euros in Europe? Hotel, not hostel, okay? Not even hostel anymore. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for your time and patience. If you like this video, please subscribe and like this video as well. I will be seeing you in the next one. Goodbye and have a good day. See you.